Alright, welcome to episode 40 of History Rewritten. In the last episode, we had the colonization of Africa. I sorted out some of the borders after that. I think it looks alright, Diplodocus is like in France. This colony isn't great. Don't like this bit of France. Terracotta colony is horrible. Libya's not great. The Grenada one's nice though. And the Cretans have a really long Eritrea. Other than that, it's alright. And then we get to my predicament. See, my predicament at the moment is, what do we do? Well, World War One, because World War One is coming up. That is a for sure thing. It is going to happen. Now I'm wondering whether I should do one episode in between the colonization of Africa and World War One, or whether I should do two, because it feels like a lot of stuff to do in one episode, but then too little stuff to fit into two episodes. So we're just gonna have to imagine there's a big time gap in between some of the stuff, because there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening in today's episode, and just gonna have to deal with it, because otherwise you can get some really boring episodes. So this one's going to be quite long, I think. Anyway, let's go look at alliances. So the Sludge Team Alliance. We know there's a Sludge Team in it, but the rest of it is a secret alliance, which is something that actually existed, I don't know. So within that alliance you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries, I think. 8 countries, yeah. I don't know if I said there were 8 countries in the last episode, but if I didn't, there's now 8 countries, so somewhere around here. Could be on any continent, except for these continents, probably. I mean, it might be somebody who has stuff on one of those continents, but probably Europe or Asia. Probably not Southeast Asia or Oceania. Anyway, some more alliances are going to get made. We have a pretty small alliance of just 2 countries. This is more just friendship, but they make an alliance. And it is an alliance between our 2 newest colonial powers, Greece and Crete. Although Crete, is this a colony? I'd argue no. Kind of is. Oh well, they got some territory last time, but they have made an alliance called the Aegean Alliance, so that exists now. Moving on south, we have the Indians, who are trying to find some new friends after their entire empire got taken over by Europeans. They lost a lot of influence, they lost their ally, kind of, but then they also attacked them, so they can't have been too sad about it. And they found some allies, so they've got 3 new friends, actually kind of old friends, as it is the Green Team and the Chinese country, who has an entire empire of their own. Hey, look at this Chinese empire. You have all of China, Taiwan, North Philippines, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and Australia. This bit of Australia over here. Mostly desert, but this bit's pretty good economically in real life, so maybe they can do something with that. And those are the new members they found of their alliance. There might be quite a few more, just looking at all these Chinese allies down here. They might want to join sometime soon. So, yeah, we shall see. And our final alliance thing that we have is one in Eastern Europe, based there, as it is an alliance between the once Caucasian country, now Russian country, the Brown Team, Crimea, the Crimean Allied one, which is this light dark blue one, and the Grey Team over here. I love the Grey Team. I don't know, I didn't used to like them very much. I kind of just like, some random country. I didn't like how the Blue Team looked, so I made them exist. But now I actually quite like them. They've had a really interesting story of just gradually becoming stronger and stronger, and now we have a coast. It's like the first time ever. It's amazing. So I have to see how that evolves. What's the likelihood I take away their coast? We shall see. Anyway, so those are the alliances, and they're all going to have a part to play, probably, in World War One. That's why I talked about them. Anyway, let's go over to our new Green Team friend, because they need to do some expansion. They are pretty strong now. I haven't made power rankings, which I probably should have done, but I haven't, so oh well. And they're going to be invading these 2 countries over here. Not at the same time though, because that could be a bit silly. So the green team will send their forces into this southern one as they kind of spearhead towards the area that separates both their capitals. They manage to take a lot of the border territories and get down to their new ally, the lime team. They sever this area and then take this major city very quickly before moving down to the capital, and the people basically just lay down their weapons. Their military was obliterated really quickly, and as they're occupying that territory, they move in towards this country over here, this mintish one, take their capital, and take a lot of their stuff. They just take it really quickly. It was a very quick war because both these countries are very poor. I think they both got attacked in episode, 38? I remember in episode 4, I was like, oh my god, we made it to episode 4, guys, that's so cool. We've made it such a long way. We're on episode 40. Oh my god. It's crazy. Can't wait till we get to episode 400. No. I don't think we're going to go that far. In a way, I kind of hope we don't. Because it's gonna just be really dragged out if we do that. Just like, and they've just come back from Neptune to retake over the Earth. So let's do the Civilization starting over for the 10th time now. Sorry. And this time the red team people will have landed down in Panama or something like that. I don't know. So the green team looks slightly bigger, slightly stronger, but didn't help too much. Also, we need to solve this problem with the green team having loads of random capital cities that aren't the green team capitals. So let's solve that. I hope we remember where those other cities were. And then like this, there we go. Any more? I don't think this is the green team capital. Pretty sure it's this city. So we're going to make this here. And even if this was the old green team capital, they've moved it over there. So deal with it, I suppose. Over here to Eastern Europe, we have the sludge team watching something happening. I don't know. I didn't mean the sludge team. I meant the druidic country, because for once they're actually going to do something. Just go to war with the orange team, the Finnish country, the Estonian one, the sludge team, this blue country, or the Russians. Place your votes now. I'm probably going to tell you it's not the Finnish one, because those borders would be horrific. It is in fact going to be the blue country down here, who I think initially broke away from these guys when their sort of Estonian thing collapsed. Then united with the new sludge team, then broke away from them, and now the druidic country would like to re-annex them into their country. So they move towards this major city in the north and take it pretty quickly. Their army is not the same as it used to be, because it used to be a load of berserkers, and the berserkers aren't really around anymore, because we're not in the 1000s. We're in the 1900s. Probably late, like 1890s actually, probably at this point. But, oh well. So you can kind of imagine the technology of that time. Muskets. Not muskets, I don't remember what it was. Anyway, their capital is very far away, so they're going to work towards getting their other major cities. This war is very back and forth, and it takes probably around like 4 years, I would say. So although I'm showing you this quite quickly, it takes a very long time for the druidic country to win this war. However, they are being funded by certain countries, so, you know, do with that information do what you will with that information. Oh well, I mispronounced that. Anyway, so I'm just going to make it quick, speed up. They rush along the western side very quickly once they get down there, and take this other territory, because they've taken over a load of this, and then finally move in towards the capital before annexing the entire thing. So, is this the right colour? It is. Nice. So this will be another full annexation. They practically starved all these people in here. The siege itself of the capital city took a very long time. So many people died. We had like a St. Petersburg sort of thing, where now lots of the people who are related to people who used to live in St. Petersburg have really slow metabolisms because they were under siege, so you needed slow metabolism to survive, or else you starved. So, yeah, that's that. Yes, that's an interesting fact, I suppose. Anyway, now we're going to move over to the sludge team, because they will be attacking the Estonian country. So the sludge team will make their way up into the southern regions of the Estonian country, taking their major cities, and this country is strong. It does not like the sludge team at all. They really dislike them, in fact. However, the sludge team has lots of success in their eastern regions, which is pretty far away from their capital. They're trying to land here using their navy, but they're pretty unsuccessful. They managed to take the entire eastern side of this country and begin to push westwards. So, after a while, about like a year, maybe, it's probably less than that, I don't know. The Estonian country is strong though, so maybe about a year. They take this major city, and by now they're getting very close to taking down the entire thing. The sludge team launches an invasion on this northern island, which they did not expect, and from there they managed to take down this capital island, take their capital, and then move in towards the remaining parts of the country. So, let's have a look at this peace treaty. It's going to follow the same tangent of all the other peace treaties in this video, which is full annexation. I don't know what you expected. Unfortunately, the shaman druidic country was not able to grab any of Estonia up, since that is where their people originated from. But, oh well, deal with it. So yeah, the sludge team's kind of a bit sludge looking now, I think. Estonia is quite a historic part of their territory. So yeah, they do look a bit like their old selves. I mean, they do considerably look like their old selves. They just have a few more things they need to get. Anyway, that's Europe, slightly altered. Let's have a look at some other regions of the world. Where else do I want to look at? Japan. Oh yeah. So the Japanese will be going to war with their new southern neighbour. This bluish country down here. It's quite a nice blue, to be honest. They don't like them very much. Understandably so. They were created because of the Japanese war with Korea, China, Sakhalin, and France, and also the rebels in this blue country. And they want to get rid of them. They only have one major city, so this war is not going to be a very tricky one. Japanese forces file into this part of the island peninsula. I don't know why this island is being occupied. It's not meant to be being occupied. I just don't want to pull up the blue team colour because I can't be bothered. For a while they managed to hold the front here with trenches and stuff, but the Japanese break through and get very close to the capital, as lots of their troops are lost. Until finally, after about a few months, they take the capital and the country surrenders over to the Japanese Empire. Self-proclaimed Japanese Empire. This is really not an empire. They've lost a lot of territory. They have no colonies in America. They have some islands. They don't even have their old African territories, or even Hawaii. Sorry, I'm really snotty. I don't have a cough though, so that's good. They don't even have all of Japan. This is really not a Japanese empire. However, they've proclaimed themselves an empire, and they are going to join an alliance. That alliance will be, of course, the Indian alliance with China and the Green Team. And you may be like, well, China attacked them not very long ago. Different leaders now. You know, they've grown closer with more trade stuff. They both hate the Koreans and the Sakhalinese, and they've bonded over that extreme hate of their neighbours. Because, I mean, the China-Korea beef is crazy. I mean, Korea occupies a part of southern China. This is their colony. The Chinese hate this. Also, the Koreans are over here. They've been fighting for loads of time. People keep saying, oh, this is the... I'm going to say this is the sea. I don't know if it is. But, like, you've got these islands here. This is land. The Chinese say this is the Chinese Sea, and the Koreans say this is the Korean Sea. This is agreed on as the Sea of Japan. But people keep fighting over this, and there's lots of skirmishes across the border, like in these waters as well, over fishing rights and stuff. It's like, well, it's, oh, see, so we get to do fishing here. It's like, no. All this sort of stuff, like which territories of water do people own. And it's all quite messy. So, yeah. Anyway, now we need to move down to India, Myanmar sort of area, because a new alliance has just been created, and it is called the South Asian Syndicate. Now, Syndicate, doesn't really sound like the right word for this, because it sounds kind of like Marvel superheroes-y sort of thing. That's where I've heard it. However, oh well, I like the word for this. I like the word syndicate, and it works well with South Asian, which apparently I just can't pronounce, so that's cool. Great. Anyway, so the South Asian Syndicate will be between the purple Myanmarese country, so this one over here. That's quite cool. I didn't really think about the fact they own this. And the brown team over here, who's like one of the top religious places in the world, in terms of like influence on religion. I don't know what else they're trying to get at there. They are very religious. They do lots about the sort of Lime Team religion, which of course they also follow. I can't find which colour the Myanmarese one is. Where are these guys? It's purple. I know that much. Sorry, this is bad. I'm really annoyed. Why can't I find this one? Where are you? Where did you go? I don't know where it went. Alright, I'm going to try and guess, try and remember which colour it was. Because I feel like I have a slight memory. Was it this or was it... Does that look right? Is this right? No, it's slightly too dark. Oh, is this it? Yeah, I found it. Alright, cool. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that took a while actually. The Bengali people and the Myanmarese will move in towards this blue country, and unfortunately for the blue country, their capital is right on the border of the brown country, so they take that very quickly. They've revamped their military, you know, they've invested a lot in their military, and they're becoming more of a modern sort of country. They're working on technology as well as religion now. On the other side of their coast, the Myanmarese will work on taking that major city, as the brown team work towards connecting their borders, even though I did it from this direction. Oh well. And the Myanmarese country will push towards the orange one up here in the north, taking another major city. Then I'll try and meet their forces, you know, like just encroach closer and closer and closer to it. And they managed to encircle this pretty huge area around here. And then I'll build their way to another major city, which the brown team will manage to capture. To be honest, it's not looking good for the blue country. The Myanmarese country will, I don't know if that's the right word, Burmese, Myanmarese, it's a weird word to say. Myanmarese, strange. The brown team will push into this sort of uninhabited, probably mountainous area. And these guys will do a similar sort of thing, but it's probably jungle this time. Before they go along this southern area, and also this southern area, and then finally agree to peace. So let's have a look at this peace treaty, because it's going to be a lot of stuff. I don't remember what the blue country's one colour, is either, so yeah, I tried to make sure they only took control of provinces that they were actually going to get, because otherwise it would be really annoying. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It's a lot of stuff. But now they've managed to meet up their two countries, which is kind of why they went on this entire huge war. You know, it seems kind of callous. Is that the right word? Yeah, there's a lot of life they just got rid of. So there better be a load of religious leaders going, oh, sorry for killing a load of people. Because, there were loads of religious leaders who went on this conquest. It was like a crusade sort of thing, but if the crusades were really close. Like if England, Germany and France, instead of going all the way to the Middle East, just went to Poland. Which, they all did do. But that's different times across history. So now these countries are very big, they have a lot of presence. Although the brown team did used to own all this stuff, I think. So yeah, but Myanmar looks cool. And the blue country has faded away from the influence of the lime team, which is kind of why they attack them, because they don't like them. Because, you know, they're friends with these guys, but the lime team's kind of gone, oh, I'm not your friend anymore. I'm friends with these guys. So instead, the blue team's going to move towards China. It's like, oh, well, you're kind of still with these guys. But they're becoming more assimilated into these southern Chinese provinces. They get rid of the Indian currency and start using the Chinese one instead. So, there's that. Have to see how that goes. What else do I need to do? Panama Canal. That's been built. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's a thing now. We have a Panama Canal. I just feel like I rushed through a ton of this stuff. So, yeah, I just went, quick. What else do I need to do? I've completely forgotten what else I need to do. I don't know. Oh, there's some things I need to do, but I kind of wanted to keep that for the end of the episode, which is annoying. But yeah, let's look at alliances. Just why don't we? Because this goldish country is contemplating it. They might join. Because, you know, there's some countries very close by, the green team, who really started to hate on the fact that there is this brown team alliance in the north. As you know, the Caucasian country is on very bad terms with the green country, because this Caucasian country, which is not in Caucasia, of course was in Caucasia, and you know, the hatred began almost when these countries began. So that was a very, very long time ago, and they've been hating each other ever since then. So yeah, just put that into perspective, I suppose. And they're getting very aggressive on each other's borders. You know, there's been a few squabbles over in these areas, some green team people who are here, and some Caucasian people who are probably like down in the southern area. There have been riots and rebellions, no, more just riots really, between these two states, and it's not looking great really. People aren't happy. Another country who's not happy, and was also the leader of an alliance, is the sludge team. You know, the brown team was pulling population from lots of the countries around them, and there were a lot of countries around them. And one of the major countries was the sludge team. You know, the sludge team fell apart, and lots of people were like, where's a new rising country where we can find lots of jobs, resources? You know, there's a lot of resources in Siberia they can harvest, and you know, continuing doing their trade, which is probably crafting stuff. You know, lots of people in Poland crafted stuff, at least in this timeline, because there's metals and stuff there. So that's what you'd probably be doing in this time period, you know, making guns and stuff like that. So this alliance doesn't like them. This alliance doesn't like these guys. And it's really just setting off a lot of stuff around the world of just not liking each other at all. So that's really good. Because the brown team has two pretty big alliances that don't like them. So they're going to need to find some friends. And fast. But there are some opposition. There's some opposition to this alliance. The pig team, who doesn't like the sludge team at all. They are going a lot closer with the Russian country. And also the terracotta country, who doesn't like the sludge team either. Because they have opposing beliefs on lots of stuff. They're kind of brother nations. They appeared at the same time, both from the yellow team. And they just don't like each other at all. So there's that. Time for a war though, I think. This war is going to be another Central Asian one. I have quite a few Central Asian wars, and it is unfortunately this ugly blob thing in Central Asia. What a poor guy. I'm going to tear him apart. Light Lotus 70. That's what their original colour was. Alright, you can go back to the original colour for this war, I suppose. I could never find that. That's cool. Well, I found your colour just before you got attacked by a load of your neighbours, so nice. Convenient timing, am I right? 40 was it? I think it's 40. Yep, so a few of these countries, on either side of them, don't like them very much. They are withholding stuff from their trade route, and they didn't want to work together with this greenish country over here and this other greenish country, which is crazy because all the countries here are kind of greenish coloured. Sort of. I mean, don't look at this guy. Don't look at this guy either, or this one. But you know, most of them are greenish coloured, sort of. So they're going to lead an invasion into this country, who appears to have two capital cities. This one's the real capital. This one's a fake one. It's a traitor, a liar. To be fair, I could just remove it. Problem fixed. Alright, there we go. Anyway, back to our scheduled war. So the green team will lead their troops towards this lake and take the capital very quickly. Although they had been expecting this, it was pretty much the entire green team force just centered on this capital. Meanwhile, over here in this green team, in the east, they will focus on taking these major cities, which are very close to their capital. So that's, or their border. So that's alright. Managed to strengthen their area around here and take this pretty quickly. They begin a push towards the next capital. Next major city, which of course used to be a capital, as you'll remember. And they take this entire sort of southern area. Meanwhile, the dark greenish country, although it is stronger, and one of the strongest Central Asian countries, is having a bit of trouble pushing up this lake. All the people around here know it very well. They know all the secret coves and stuff. And it's very hard to push up along this area. Eventually managed to make an assault, getting pretty close towards this major city, but it's across this big old river, lake thing. So they can't do it very easily. Then, surprisingly, another country will join this war, it being the brown country, who is very powerful at this point, like a top 10 nation, as they make a huge push down into the southern bit, into the northern regions of this country. It's not looking good for this thing. The green country will push into the north, and in the end, they will agree to sign peace with all of these countries. So, let's have a look at that, shall we? They've just lost a whole ton of their major cities, so it's not really a very positive day for these guys, but at least they get to keep surviving. You know, that's cool. And they're less ugly now, so that's really good. And they haven't just lost the lake that made them important. This might actually be their first war. You know what? This could be their first ever war. And you lost it because 3 countries attacked you all at once. And you're ugly. That was the only reason you actually lost. I'm sorry. If you'd been purple or red, you would have won this war. But unfortunately, you weren't. That's what happens, I'm afraid. You know, it is what it is. So, there is Russia. Oh, damn it. I just removed a Russian major city. It's been destroyed by a snowstorm, I suppose. Oh well. Anyway, the Russians aren't entirely concentrated on attacking random countries in Central Asia, because they have been trying to infiltrate the Sludge Nation and try and find out a few of the countries who are in the Sludge Alliance, because it's now known that there are countries in alliance with the Sludge Team, and they want to find out a few of these countries. Now, some of them are pretty hard to find out because they're quite new and quite secretive, but they do manage to uncover a couple of them. One of these countries is, of course, the Druidic country. They've not been here from the start. They only joined quite recently. But, you know, they're both occupying this sort of area, and their relations have grown a lot closer. You know, there's Sludge Team people who are now making their way into this country because they saw opportunity. Resources, similar sort of manufacturing thing. Like similar culture. Similar-ish religion. They've stopped being Druidic now, mostly. It's only for, like, tourists and stuff. Here's an old Druidic ritual we used to do. Cool, great. Give us your money. That's basically what it is now. Another country in this alliance is a very old one who's been in this alliance. The Yellow Team. You possibly saw that coming. You know, the Yellow Team's not a very good country. And the Sludge Team isn't either. You could probably guess which team's the Axis. Just think how the yellow team is also part of this alliance. Another country who's part of this alliance is Northern Italy. The Northern Italians were very good friends of the yellow team, which I think I mentioned in the last episode about like the yellow team. Oh, they could colonize Africa, but nobody wanted to listen to the Northern Italians, so they didn't go and colonize Africa. And now they've uncovered 3 of the members of this 8-country alliance. So there is 4. Yeah, 4 other countries. They haven't worked out who in this alliance. Meanwhile, in the Asian alliance, which they do actually say, oh, here's the countries in our alliance. There you go. 5 countries just joined this alliance. That being the blue one, the oily blue one, the orange one, this brownish one, and the purple country. They've all joined this alliance. It's what you expected. Yeah. However, there's a new alliance to come and combat this. The Koreans wanted to make their own alliance, so they asked a few countries near them, oh, do you want to be my friend? And Sakhalin just said, nope, I've gone neutral. I'm not going to be anyone's friend now, except I will be your friend. I've just gone neutral. So Korea's like, great, it's really helpful. However, they do get one ally, that being the blue country down here, which they're all right with. You know, they've had very good relations with this blue country, and you know, it's nice to have a friend. Well, it's mostly the blue country going, you'll defend me, won't you? I'm like, yeah, sure, I will do that. So there's that, I suppose. And from there, it's going to be quite peaceful. There's going to be a few riots, skirmishes, rebellions, stuff like that, but there won't be any wars from about 1900s to 1910. It's all just going to be extremely peaceful. It's as if the countries were all preparing for something. Which, I mean, I don't know. What would they be preparing for? Who knows? No more members of the, whatever it's called, Sludge Team Alliance are discovered, and no more countries are going to join the Brown Team Alliance, is what I didn't mean to say. As this goldish country will join the alliance over here, these guys, they've joined. But that's all. Until about 1913, nothing occurs of note, really. I mean, things happen, just nothing of note. And one of these things of note that happens is a union that occurs in Eastern Europe. Bet you can't guess where. It's the sludge team of the Druidic country. So these guys will finally decide to unite their country into this one massive Eastern European power. It is now extremely powerful. They hold a lot of influence over their neighbours, and it's very, very long. So that's cool. Big, strong nation. Nice. So this has happened, and it's going to put a lot of countries on alert. That's the word I'm looking for. They are very alerted by the fact that they've just done this. They knew the sludge team had this alliance. They knew they were going to do something a bit scary. Yeah, it's not great. Also, the sludge team is going to have 2 capital cities, one being the Druidic capital and one being the sludge team capital. I've just gone out and said that, so you know, fact now. But that's not it for unions, because something very strange just happened in the Salmon Nation. Yes, the Salmon country down here in, what even is this area like? Austria, Hungary, like Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Poland, I don't know, that area of land. Croatia, this Hungarian sort of piece of territory. Something has just happened in the Salmon Nation, in which the leader has abdicated. This is very strange. Why would the leader abdicate from his own country? Why would he? Actually, it's a very good question. Well, that is because, as you may have guessed, they're going to unite with the yellow country. So this extremely long, sort of, all the way from Turkey to Slovenia, Croatia sort of area, this union has just been created. Oh wait, I might need to change some of the cities very quickly. because they're all going to be yellow, so let's make sure you can actually see them. Because not to spoil anything, but these countries might end up going into a war very soon. You know, I hope that didn't ruin all that stuff for you. It's just that they're probably going to begin a war, seeing as I mentioned World War II is coming up. So we'll want to be able to see the cities, I think. Let's do that. Their capital has been relegated. Is now just a major city. The capital of the yellow team, of course, is right here, pretty close to the yellow country. Purple country. I went, no, it's got. Oh, cool. I need to finish this off then. Oh yeah, cool fact, it's my birthday tomorrow. That's cool. Very cool. I'm excited about that. So yeah. There's now very long European Union sort of thing. And just a couple more events that we need to cover. One of those events is another union, but not in the same sort of way. It's not two countries uniting. It is in fact 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 8, 17 countries uniting. Is it? Oh no, that's not good. All of Asia unites into one country. Didn't see that coming. No. Uniting into one alliance. As the Asian Alliance led by the Indian country and the Sludge Team Alliance led by the Sludge country, just unite into one alliance. Yeah. Russia's got its work cut out. Because next episode we've got World War I, and I'm very excited to do this. I've been planning it for a long time, and it should be really cool. There's a few more countries who are in alliances that we don't know about, and I'm very excited. So, yeah. Have a nice rest of your day. To be honest, I might not record it tomorrow. I'd like to, but also it's my birthday tomorrow. And hopefully we'll just play loads of Talisman, because Talisman is cool. Anyway, yeah. Should be exciting. So, see you again next time. Like, subscribe. Have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.